Okay. Are we putting this in the auction?
I'm really thirsty.
You could have some of my water. I haven't drank out of it.
No, I'll go with yours.
Okay. We'll fill it up if you want. You have time. All right. So. Sorry, I'm just looking for myself where it is. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna put here. Option. Okay. So, what we do here, we are live on YouTube and Facebook. And what Rich was referring to earlier was the fact that people join us from all across Canada and in the States, sometimes even in Europe if they're Nighthawks. So the more we share it, the more people can see the beautiful artwork that's made here tonight and brought down here. So we go to live on Facebook and YouTube. Yes.
Okay. So how we survived?
I just exited something.
Can we get this?
Everybody stop. Shh, give me a second. How we survived COVID was we immediately switched to online, which worked really well because there was nights we had like 800 people joining us for the auction online. It might show us that we have 20 people online. There used to be groups of people that would have like parties and there might be 4 or 5 people in. So if it said 10 people online, that might be 40 people, which was great. There is no incentive for the people at home bidding on the pieces to share the link because they want to buy the pieces. So what we really count on with the artists is if you could find our link on the live feed, either on YouTube or Facebook, and copy that link and share it, it helps us so much. Now, strangely enough, most of the people online do share our links, even though it means higher bids against them. So most people here are just trying to keep us open, and we love that. But Jess is so sweet. She'll say something like, "Can you please share?" And then I usually have to repeat it and say, "We're gonna die if you don't share the link." Yes.
Does it also help the artists if they share it to get more bids for their pieces?
It kind of does in a kind of sketchy way. I'll tell you how that works. Generally, if you can sell your own work, you should, because we have to keep half to stay open, right? But if you get your Uncle Ted to buy your piece through the auction, you probably could have sold that piece twice as much to your Uncle Ted. Now, there is a give and take there. Like there was a time a friend of mine had been trying to sell a piece for like $300 and he couldn't sell it. He put it in the gallery, showed it to somebody and sold it for $1,000. So sometimes putting a piece in the gallery might raise the perceived value of the work. What we really like is couples that are on their first date. Sometimes couples going through a divorce. You kind of know you're going to split up the records next month, and you're both bidding on a piece. It's like, let's just call this mine. I'll bid 45. No, we'll call it mine. I'll bid 50. So there are all kinds of sketchy things you can do at an auction, especially one as sketchy as this. But yes, your answer is absolutely true. If your Uncle Ted's watching, there's a better chance of selling. It is also kind of fun to sell a piece to your Uncle Ted through the auction. Way more fun than just giving it to him for Christmas. And then also, most of what we're doing here is authentically more for fun than for to represent the true art world, right? So I think my record is I sold a piece that I made in 45 minutes for $2,500.
Wow.
That wasn't here. That was at Splash of Red, right? So I'm going to actually tell you how it works. Is I could take any one of my paintings here, walk out on the street, I could probably sell it for $40. If I took the same painting and put it in an art gallery that does most of their revenue through framing, I can sell the same painting for $400. There's probably 3 or 4 galleries in the city that could sell the same painting for $4,000. There might be one gallery in each city that can sell the same painting for $40,000, and there's a painting in every country that can sell the same painting for $400,000. Sorry?
Gallery.
Sure.
Painting.
Yeah. Yep. Thank you. And then so a really super good example of this is Banksy took a painting that he sold for 260,000 pounds, and he took them to New York City and sold them on the street for $400 a day. And it kind of just works out that my honest thoughts about painting, and I'm a painter, is I can see spending $500 for a painting. I can see spending $1,000 for a painting if it looked like it took a long time. If you're spending if you're spending more for a painting than somebody's house, for instance, it's not real. It's more like actually people freaked out with the NFTs. The art world has been NFT since the 60s, right? Like you're basically taking a piece of artwork and you're treating it as a benchmark for a certain amount of money, right? Anyways, that's way too much information. The short version is share the link to your Uncle Ted or whoever you think might be interested because it makes the evening way more fun. Also, Jess and I are off work right now, so I think I made about 9 paintings this week, and that's not because I want to take over the auction. It's just want to keep the place open. We're going to be at Blues Fest. We put up a table.
Blues Fest.
Everybody thinks it's super funny because we have a vendors table where we don't actually sell anything. We just kind of chill for the weekend and tell people about Rumble House. But
Any
he eats a lot of sugar. And then so if you're coming to Blues
and
Fest, please come and sit with us. We'd love it. We're going to make buttons.
Yeah, we make buttons with our button maker.
Button maker. 9 people online. That's amazing. I haven't shared
I'm
mine
trying.
either.
I
Can you
shared it to you, but you have to
just
unpin
light
the first one.
That's the pinning thing, yeah.
Can you
Oh,
change
also, please make sure you share the
Light
live
to an
feed for the
orange
auction. Just for a second.
Wait.
Because if you share at the 7 o'clock event, we'll get people bidding for
Like
stuff at
regular
4
light
o'clock in the
for
morning,
me.
and that's a super long night for us when we're trying. It's not so bad in the summer, but in the winter, when we're teachers in the school year, and it'll happen that we'll have a slow auction night. Well, wow, it's really slow tonight. And then at 4 o'clock in the morning, people start bidding on pieces. Wow, $50 on number 9. It's like we closed the auction down 2 hours ago. Make sure you share this the right one.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I shared like a gajillion different Wednesdays. So then I was like, this one, August 2nd. It's August 2nd. And that was stressful.
Oh, it's July 33rd.
July 33rd. It's not
That's
August.
teacher talk, yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
All right. So, oh, hello. Oh, I was like looking down at the phone for so long. Okay. So we are going to start the auction. We are live. Thank you for sharing. So we're going to be pulling up the pieces. If you are here and you're like, oh, what is that beautiful piece? Can I see that one with all the words? Nope. We won't say nope. It says nope there. We'll pull up the piece. And we're just kind of wanting to roll through everybody's pieces, make sure we just show value to every piece. I always get stressed because I want to put everyone up first because I just want everyone to feel valued. Sure, here. Well, for instance, we'll start. Felix does not want to sell. This one will be clear.
Not sell.
Everyone wants
Not
to put on it.
selling.
But show the people at home and show the
You
people
know,
here.
Felix,
It's
to
so
be
fun.
honest, we could use the money.
No pressure.
Oh, did you unpin and I just pinned?
I don't know how to pin it. So.
Did you unpin the last one?
Okay, so we have lots of different things. We're gonna just start and then we can get the hang of it as we go. Let's do a practice one here.
What is that one called, Felix? I was trying to say again. So, where were you?
Leo?
Leo, sure.
I do quite like the face.
You're so beautiful. Okay, lovely.
These are donated back. We're going to start the bids at $100.
Beautiful. Okay, so I just want to start here. We'll start it rolling. The first piece in the auction, just going to get people warmed up here. So this piece was donated back to the house. Enrique is an artist. He's living in the States currently. He was part of Gorilla House, and he started us up here at Rumble House. And we're going to start these. There's 3 here that were donated by Kathleen Moores. And we're going to start this one off at $100. And so this is, okay, oh, sorry. Do you want to hold this one? So
Sure.
Can I tell the story? Tonight?
tell the story of Enrique, yeah.
So initially, when we opened Gorilla House, it was just supposed to be the 8 people that were renting the space during the events. And within the first couple of weeks, these kids started showing up with backpacks, and we weren't going to turn anybody away. But Enrique showed up very, very early on at the Gorilla House. This is 12 years ago or 10 years ago? 11 and a half years ago.
Yeah.
Enrique was missing a hand and did not speak English. And he was, would you say, he was kind of in a refugee status.
He's really, shy.
Yeah. And so we did not know he was missing a hand. We did not know that he didn't speak English. He was just super polite. And as he came in and he grew to feel more comfortable, there was a span of time where he would start speaking, and then he actually learned his English so quickly at the gallery. But then he kind of went from having his arm kind of concealed to his kind of arm inside a jacket to short sleeves to, I think in the third week, there was a day where he held up the painting with his hand. He wouldn't talk about the story about where his hand went, but it was because he didn't want to upset people, not because he was worried about being private or anything. It was such a horrible story that he didn't want people to be sad. He came every week to Rumble House, became part of our family. There was a point where he broke his other arm, and we had to pick him up from the hospital and bring him home. And I remember saying, Enrique, like, your arm's in a cast, and how are you going to go to the bathroom? And he would say things like, I know. And I'm like, but I'm dropping you off, and I'm opening the door, and I'm sending you in, and I got to go to work tomorrow. Like, how are you going to do this? He'd be like, I know. And just the brightest light. And we loved him so much. It turned out that he worked at Goodwill. I don't know if you know this, is a thing you need to know. If you're trying to get status in Canada and you get a job with a
Not-for-profit or
what's it?
charity.
With a charity, they can't sponsor you. So if he'd been working for Tim Hortons, he'd be in Canada right now. But because he worked for Goodwill, he couldn't get sponsored. So we had to find him another job. We had to find him a lawyer. I think we raised like $2,000 for him to try and fight for his spot in Canada. And it was the same situation. He couldn't go back to Cuba upon like death penalty or prison. He couldn't stay here. So it was just like when he broke his arm. I'm like, you can't stay here. He's like, no. I'm like, and you can't go back to Cuba. He's like, no. I'm like, well, where do you go? He's like, I know. And this went on for like the most stressful year of my life. And we lost him, and it was devastating. He ended up getting in a plane. The emergency flew to Florida, landed in Florida. Now he lives the best life. He just kind of chills, lives near the beach,
all the time.
paints all day.
Does
It
live
never gets
streams.
warm. He has the best, like the worst thing we could have done to our friend was find a way for him to stay here. And he is so prized and loved, and we love him to death. But there was so much that we learned through that. My biggest thing was I got to the point where I was going to lose my friend. He was going to be deported. And
What does deported mean?
kicked out of the country
Why?
because he didn't have a job. And then so he didn't have the right job and the right papers. But I remember it was the first time, and we've done this about 10 times, because you could look around this room and there's, 25 amazing people. And everybody here is wonderful and loving and perfect in every way.
Yeah.
And Enrique was the first time that we had a situation where it was like, we're going to lose this person. He needs a different job. And so I went with him looking for jobs. And because I was so comfortable with him and because he was so brilliant, because I looked up to him as an artist, my brain wouldn't process that there was initially a language with the challenge with the language. And also, unless he broke the other arm, we would forget that he was missing a hand. And it was impossible to get him a job. And we've done this 10 times where like we had a person in here that was part of our family, our equals, sometimes our superiors, people you look up to, and you can't get them the simplest job because of the biases that people have. And I even feel like some of the things I've said tonight, maybe, I hope it reflects positively on Enrique because we love him so much. We think he's a genius, but it was weird knowing a genius and watching him go through this trauma and not even to be able to get a position at, say, Tim Hortons or
I
something.
think that's the weird part of this place is that we see the value and the beauty in everyone, and then when we hear that they're struggling, it's like, how is that possible? Like, you're the smart and like most talented person I've met.
Right, like you take in somebody you really look up to.
This place is a
to,
weird place for that.
get an application at Tim Hortons and they're looking at you like you're nuts and you're like, why is he looking at me like? And then you sort of fold back into what the rest of the world sees too.
It's weird. It's hard.
$100 for this piece.
So
opening bid.
Kathleen wrote, I'm sorry that I didn't get down tonight, you guys. I'm babysitting for a couple days. Enrique is an incredible artist. I have several of his works. He's my artist son. Extremely talented, prolific, and very successful in Florida these days. So yeah, you can look up Selfismo is his thing. So this is his sigil, is his umbrella, and there's a pencil usually at the end. So he has the
There's usually lots of sperm too.
There's a lot of the similar
There's like, but yeah, the umbrella with the
sperms
pencil.
and asses.
Yeah.
I remember the summer he started painting lopped off hands. That was super traumatic. But
So that's what
Kathleen is forbidden to bid on the piece she donated back to the gallery. That is not acceptable.
it's just what Kathleen like.
Okay, so we're showing it.
$100. So
It doesn't have to
people,
go tonight.
if
'cause
they
we'd like
want
to have it on the
to
gallery
bid,
for a
it's
while.
text
Maybe we can talk at
403
the same time.
629-742. I thought that was
That's
a thing.
403 629 742.
742.
Yeah, we're gonna put these pieces in at a higher normally bid than we start because we'd love to visit with them.
I'd love to visit with them. Okay, next, this is by Georgia. So, Georgia has a beautiful garden gallery in her alley. And so I love this. Garden fence art, flower medley, 16 by 20 inches, acrylic on canvas.
Are you watching the screen?
As the summer season begins to fade, you may find that your yard needs a little pop of color. This piece has been sprayed for outdoor
What?
display.
Summer
Georgia.
State?
We're ignoring that Georgia said that. Minimum bid $50.
Georgia, you already said that she has an outdoor
Yeah,
gallery.
I
Is
love
Georgia
that.
here? Is it still a secret where your gallery is?
No, Evans, no.
Oh, if you guys ever want to come by for a bike ride, let us know. We should just do a day. Like sometimes when we go to the zoo, we're like, hey, we're going to the zoo, bring your drawing stuff. And 30 people will show up at the zoo with us. It's super fun. If you guys ever want to go on a group bike ride to Georgia's art gallery, it'd be really fun. It's just a back alley in Wildwood. And she has all her paintings on the back of the painting, on the back of her fence. And it's really fun to go see.
Really near my grandma's house.
Felix,
So it's opening
Jess, you and I
$50.
each other off tonight, okay?
What, sorry?
Opening at $50. So if you would like to bid from home, text
Too bad you bought your t-shirt. Hey?
403
I'm so tired.
629
Oh, no, I'm just
742.
exhausted.
I just made the brightest orange.
Yeah?
Put your little guys in? Or you want-
Yeah, sure.
And
Do
I
you have
have
the
the
piece?
piece. So, do you want me to hold
These
it and
are
you can talk
it's
about
okay.
it?
These are kind of a healthy exercise I do for myself. Is I will take a piece of art history, too much shine on that, Gauguin, and I'll just sit. Usually when we're doing something, right, and just kind of tinker away and make not a duplicate, but an impression of actually an impression of an impressionist, and.
I really like the feeling of
In some ways, I feel the least connected to these pieces because I'm just borrowing another artist's work and reinterpreting it. On the other hand, because I feel the least connected to these pieces because they kind of happen in the subconscious, I just randomly painted these two kids, kind of loosely inspired by these two kids, and then I hadn't really thought about it. And I walked out the front door and I saw out the window. I was like, wow, that's. And because I don't really think too much about while I'm doing it, these are the pieces I get to look at and sort of go, oh, I like that.
see from the outside.
Yeah, like so. It's not arrogance, like oh, I'm so good. It's like, but it is sort of a surprise to me to see like the.
I really love the mood of it. I love the sun, like you're talking about the color of the sun and the gray sky, because
Yeah.
of the grayed out colors.
Yeah, it's like I borrowed somebody else's mood, and then I mean, it is also kind of hard on the ego, and like your experiments are way better than your actual paintings. But this one I saw passing through the window the other day, and I was quite moved by myself. So
What's your opening bid?
$1.
$1. Do
Yeah,
I
things
hear
rolling tonight.
$1? Okay, things
Okay, well,
rolling.
I'll do five.
$5 to Sandra. $10. What's your name? Anonymous. Okay, that's a good name. $10. Do I hear 15?
And you get the Gauguin sheet that I ripped out of my art history book. So this is a great moment because I think our culture kind of has some uncomfortable feelings about burning books. Yeah.
Oh.
But
Check the phone for bids.
yeah, thanks. This map, for instance, they were going to throw it at the school because they changed the name of a town or a place, and then you have to get rid of the old map, right? So it becomes kind of garbage, and the librarians will always say to me, "Oh, we're throwing out these books. Would you like these books?" And so art history books often get kind of put in the recycle bin. So I steal all the art history books I can. And when I have a kid in my class that's not feeling very connected, I just shove an art history book in their face. I know they think most of the paintings suck because they're used to looking at Grand Theft Auto. So I give them like Gauguin. They're like, kind of boring, Mr. Tater. But when they're off track, I give them an art history book and I go, just find a picture in here that doesn't suck. And they'll flip through and they'll find 3 pictures that they don't hate. And I rip them out of the book and I go paint this. And there's just something about that feeling of having your teacher rip a page out of a book for you. Like I'll find these sheets in their lockers when they graduate, right? Like they cherish them for years. So this was actually, you get to have this page, a defiled page from my art history book.
Okay, well, I'll go 15.
15 plus the page, right?
There's 20 to Rishma.
Okay, then. Rich. Okay, for that one.
Yeah, for riches.
Remember when I don't pick up David.
Also, it's a good thing. The dates or the bids are timestamped. So Rishma bid $100 on Enrique's piece, and then Heather bid $100, but it was 3 minutes after. So I'm just asking Heather if she wants to bid $105.
Hey, Rich.
Yeah.
I should probably go so I don't fall asleep while driving.
Yeah, right.
Don't fall asleep while driving.
Okay. Bye.
Take care of yourselves,
Love you.
guys.
Hey, are you going to the Blues Fest?
Yeah, I'll wear my leather jacket, my hat, and my jeans.
All of them.
Just the
All right.
buttless chaps.
And
Yes.
oh, just that?
It's not that crowd. Don't do that.
Don't
It's
do
a totally
that.
different crowd.
Not that crowd. Okay, so those are the bids so far.
What are butlers?
They're chaps without butts.
Okay,
The
Okay.
very nature of chaps, I think, means they don't have butts. So it's redundant.
redundant.
Oh, you mean like deja vu?
Why don't
Oh, you mean like deja vu?
How do they poop?
Okay, so here we go. We're going to keep moving along here.
Actually, I have a couple.
Yeah, we'll keep searching.
Yes.
All right.
You have to be right-handed.
So this is by Alex. And have you sold your piece through us before? Big round of applause for Alex! Was there anything you wanted to share about your piece?
It's part of a series that I've been doing, Forest Perspective, and most of them are like a lot bigger, different animals, different like color schemes for different parts of the year, different times of the year, and usually with mountain and
Is that in your eyes?
Canada outdoorsy theme.
That's really
Don't touch
great.
it, you'll burn yourself up.
We just watched this witch movie. There's the wolf eater, and it's like now I think of like skinwalkers, and this is really I don't know if you're going down that path, but it's really magic. But that's the nice thing about art is like people will see all of their own experiences. Really beautiful. So opening is $40 for this lovely piece. If you'd like to bid on it, either yell it out here or text 403-629-7424.
There are bids coming.
Okay, can you hold? Oh, you have water. Hydrate. It's empty.
Wah, wah.
Now you hold.
No.
Oh no, there's a bid. Heather bid $105 for Enrique's.
Yes.
Thank you, Heather.
So $40 is the opening bid for this piece by Alex. Did you see?
I'm trying to fix some stuff.
Sorry. Very nice. So the buzzer always, we need to work on the dinger on the phone. So we'll just, also different than the other auctions we used to
You think
open
we
them.
could just leave it? Like, wouldn't you just think we could just leave the phone so that the dings all the time? But we can't because we actually have a lot of people that we help that kind of struggle in lots of different ways, and they do text throughout the middle of the night, and so we need sort of a balance of like, how do I survive? How do I not miss your text if you're standing on the edge of 14th Street Bridge? So there is a kind of a weird balance to why we're constantly struggling with the phone.
It's not just.
Oh,
like,
you're not supposed to paint in those shoes, bud. You're gonna get me in trouble.
All right.
You can't heat gun that during the auction. Okay, good.
So
I'll go and wash my brush and
while
I know,
Rich is
you're
working
gonna
on
do
the
that.
phone,
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So I'm always telling the story. Pre-COVID, we used to bring pieces up, time them out, and then get them going and keep going through. Because people
Some of the beginning ones.
because people are always bringing in new pieces and people are always signing in. We find if we want to kind of give people a chance to log in and look at the pieces. So again, trying to give more exposure to as much as we can. So if you're like, they brought up the pieces, what's happening? That's what's happening. We'll start timing some out as we go.
You want
Okay,
to time one out?
next is by Sandra
You wanna time it
Cross. I'm gonna open this one and then we can.
Okay.
We just have some started.
Okay
so-
then.
All right, next is by Sandra. This is
105 for Enriquez. You got that
a
one?
pair from Heather. I think so. Yeah. This is a lovely pair. Can I do like that? Yeah.
They're lino prints.
Line-
Carve them first.
Beautiful. Lino block prints.
Will this help?
And they are numbered prints. So this is 4 out of 15 and 7 out of 15. And this is a set. So they're numbered.
Funny system that
They're numbered prints. And they're opening $10 for this set.
Because there's
for some
two
lovely-
quirks to what we do as well. One, I'm not trustworthy enough to pay attention for the bids. I'll just zone out, and she gets mad at me for that. And she doesn't like things in her pockets. She sometimes doesn't even wear pockets. And so she'll leave the phone on here for like half an hour or 10 days. I'll just forget to look at it. So it's a combination of my autism and your pockets.
Okay, good.
What am I doing?
Let's just show them.
Oh, showing.
So beautiful lino prints.
Am I walking them through?
Yeah.
Felix,
Mm-hmm.
are you waiting for something to dry?
No, I'm just gonna go by this.
Okay, and then can you walk stuff through?
Yes, I can. It'll take me like a few seconds. And I'm just gonna air it out.
Okay.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Do you remember when Terry would do the low voice and everyone like, "Oh, bid"? Terry Stevens.
Okay. Next.
Next,
Did you see this one?
did I?
So these are both by Alox. Acrylic and mixed medium on canvas. Opening
That is a
is
departure for Alox.
$20 each for these pieces. Yeah, right?
It's kind of a low stress night because if these don't sell tonight, I'm totally taking them to the Blues Fest.
Oh, that's nice. We do like putting up pieces.
So like, I'm like,
I'll pay $20 on the green one.
The one with the snake.
they
Snaky.
both have green.
The snaky one?
The
Snaky.
more, the greener one.
The
Greener.
one.
Is this gonna go on the fence?
It could.
It's funny. You haven't quite decided if you're gonna put it on the fence.
That's right.
You're on the fence.
I'm on the fence.
Wah, wah.
Sometimes they hang inside for a while, then they go on the fence.
I love moving my art around. I also love moving my furniture around. Jess loves when I move the art around. Jess does not love when I move the furniture around.
Eventually I do. Like when it's done.
Do you walk into the furniture?
She just doesn't like change.
I just don't like change.
I don't blame you.
We'll sit down in the chair.
Furniture being moved is awful.
It's really hard.
I can't do it.
Okay. So
You did that?
yeah.
That's amazing.
We went on a beautiful bike ride and everything was so luscious. And
No, not the
just
No,
trying to
it was not what
capture
is it?
like the depth of
Glow
the
in the dark
forest is a
paints.
really like I
I'll
have
give you a bottle.
lots of impatience when it comes to watercolor. And so I was like, I'm gonna just start doing washes and washes and washes and let it dry, and then I'm gonna go do something else. And so I worked on this throughout the week, the background, and then there is a poem by Anne Sexton as one of the inspirations, and it was moss. It was about moss on the body, and I thought that was really beautiful. And I was like, oh, that's one.
Say
So
something else.
I did that, and $1 opening bid.
25.
25.
Art store?
That was 25 times the opening bid. Ah! Okay, thank you. $25.
I'll do 30.
30? $30 over there. Here, you hold that.
Why is that so high?
Jess, you need to paint on canvas.
Okay, I'll do one for you.
I'll go
We actually-
35.
We actually have time to paint on the
35
cows
to
this summer,
practice.
which is
I'll go
great.
40.
40.
45.
Ah!
50.
55.
Do 60.
Wait. Stop.
Just it's a 60 to come.
Actually, if you want to make a game out of tormenting Sandra by outbidding the last person, it works all round for
Yeah.
all of us.
So right now I've just got letters. We're at 60, and you're the last. Okay. Well, no.
Yeah, we
You're
really,
you.
to tell you the truth, we only really need the name of the last bidder.
I know. I
So if you're like, somebody said anonymous tonight, that works fine. It actually happens that often enough, people will bid online and they want to be secretive about it. I don't know why. I don't care why. If they want to bid, they can bid being Captain Elephant Pants for all I care. I don't care. So, yeah, don't stress out about the names, because the other thing is, there's some nights when we like just lost the sheets one night, but all the buyers will let us know. There was one night when I won an award at the plaza, and we left the gallery in the hands of the patrons. We're just like, can you imagine running a Dairy Queen? Like, okay, guys, make your own burgers and make sure you put the money in the kit till. Please tidy up the grill before you go home.
All right, I'm back. Anyone
You're caught up?
Go more to 60. That's right.
Should we start timing out some of
Let's
the
time some stuff out.
Where did the
Let's time
undertaker go?
the young Goganian pieces. The bid at this is $20. $20 going once, $20 going twice, $20 going 3 times.
10 minutes.
You have a 10-minute lag to outbid your friend. There's that one.
Oh my god. Not
What?
again, Joe.
I should be like better
This is at
rested.
$100 and
105 to Heather.
105 to Heather. And these are special because they were donated back to the gallery from the year. Oh, he usually signs the year.
On the front page, I saw it.
14.
2014?
Whoa.
Yeah, you're right.
So that might have been just as we were opening a Rumble House, actually.
Yeah.
But these are studio pieces, so these weren't ones he sold in the auction here.
Okay. We showed this one.
No, we haven't shown this
Let's
one
show
yet.
this one.
Perfect. So this is by Jordan, and it's your first time selling through us too. Big round of applause for Jordan! Oh wow.
How does it make you feel?
It's based off anxiety, and it's a person painting to help anxiety or just smoking to help anxiety.
That's like, I can really feel that. The colors, yeah. Awesome. So the opening
We're going to show this a few times tonight. So
Yeah.
the opening bid
opening bid is
is $100.
$100. Yeah.
And we're not going to count it out right away. We're just going to show it a few
Yeah.
times.
Make sure people get a chance to see it. And this one
You,
was
you
opening
can't
at
see
50.
this, but Jess does this funny things where she does one of two things. She'll hand me something and not let go. Just take it. Or she'll hand it to me and let go before I've touched it.
I do that, yeah.
And there's no rhyme
So
or
much
reason,
spilled coffee.
but you'll just see her hand and we'll be like, and it's I don't know why she does it. Nobody likes when I
For
complain about her.
attention.
But yeah, you have no idea how stressful it is not knowing if she's gonna take it, let it go.
The opening
Let
bid
it go
for this
or
one
take
is
it.
$50.
There's no consistency. If she would hand it to me and not let it go, I could prepare for that if she wouldn't just put it near me and then drop
It
it.
just changes over time.
Yeah, it's
Gotta
like,
keep you on your toes. This is by Alvin. So this is wonderful. I'm just looking at the card on the back. So everyone he's been doing it just more and more awesomeness you can see in the pieces.
I
This
bought
one-
most of his pieces, and I'm putting up a show either next week or the week after of his work.
Yeah.
And he's going to bring in even some more pieces. And I think if I put the pieces that I bought up and they sell, we're just going to split them again. And then, so I'll
Nice.
have donated his pieces back.
Nice.
And then he's going to bring in a bunch of other stuff. So if he sells those pieces, so be prepared for his show to come up
He
in
said
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
We're going to do it next week, but we also want to spend some time looking for all the pieces.
So opening, yeah, right. Oh, don't worry about that. Opening is $20 for this piece.
Chicken?
Eggs. All day eggs. Gross. Broken, spoiled, over easy. You're done. Sorry, no forks. Why? Ronnie.
It's funny because
I'm not chicken. Oh.
there really is a lot of his inner consciousness that spills into his
It's like
pieces.
poems. We were talking about poetry before it, because this is another one.
Wait, no. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Wait, is there a bit on this?
No.
Okay, we'll hold on to this and we'll put it up again.
Yeah, good. It's good organizing.
Yeah. Is there a bit on this?
No, so this is also by Alvin. And so
Okay,
this,
listen, this is
sorry,
important.
I was just seeing if I handed it to you the right way.
Give me a kiss.
I love you.
The other thing that'll happen is I will be standing here trying to get the shine off the.
Oh, and I'm pushing this to the thing.
Yeah, and then she'll grab it and bend it, and I'm just like, yeah. A lot of subtext.
We've had a whole month of 24-hour contact with each other. Sorry.
Are you saying there's too much exterior?
No, I'm saying I'm starting to tick you off. So opening is $30 for this beautiful piece. It is a lot like a flow of consciousness poem.
And it is called
You good.
Everything.
Everything.
It's either called Don't Drink Me,
Stupid
Lunch, Ruin Nope, Stupid Juice, Mo, Way Too Much, You Good. What does
Don't
what do
puke.
WJF stand for?
What?
Are you going to wash that?
Really careful. Oh wait.
He's doing great.
Okay.
You're doing great.
What does WJF stand?
No, he just did a stylish tea.
I will bid on that second.
The second one?
Yes, please.
Beautiful. $30?
What's good, eh? Yeah. If you buy it, can we put it up for the art show? What is the current bid for this?
I'm gonna do 70 on that one.
$70 going once. $70 going twice. You will live the rest of your life wishing you bought this painting. $70
Can I see it
going
up close?
Yes. In the light, yeah, if you want it.
times. Something I've never quite worked out is if we time it out, we give 10 minutes, and then somebody bids on it, does that open the timing up again? Because sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. Also, if you're ever inclined to buy expensive camera equipment, my advice would be to buy a bike stand. It's about a tenth of the price and way more versatile.
So this one's 10 minutes. Lag time for the people
Did I
joining
say
us
3?
online.
You did.
3 times, is it $75? Gone 3 times with a 10-minute lag, and the time is? Yeah. Ooh, somebody said thanks. Are you checking?
Yeah.
You are,
And this one is to Georgia.
through psychic ability?
Yeah.
Okay. Georgia got this one at $20 going once, $20 going twice, $20 going 3 times. The time is 9:46.
Do you wanna?
This one, yeah. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind seeing this under a black light. I do have this weird.
Excuse me.
I'm trying to break this habit actually because I used to think it was cheesy and now I don't. But I really like painting with the black light paints. This has 2 blues in it, and I don't know what it looks like yet. So it could be awful. It could be really interesting. You shouldn't have to own a black light bulb to buy one of these paintings. But I just, it's a weird hobby I have where I like to paint paintings with different layers of lighting. And I didn't do any night glow in this, I don't think. So it won't glow when you turn the lights out.
That's a really nice nighttime painting.
This was also based off another art history piece, which I did a sketch on, and then for some reason, I was flashing back to the Republic shutting down. So this is like 17th Avenue, circa 1905, when Jess was born, basically. Back when the Republic was kind of a scary punk rock bar, and you might recognize the benches in the back. But I
tripped on that little.
You tripped on the lampshade. So
But I sat there and watched people.
yeah, this was my reference point. You can have this as well. I did rip the name off of the artist, but it's kind of do you recognize that piece? It's
Oh,
a
that's really
king sitting with a goddess or something. And then so I kind of had a flashback to, getting your ears pounded out by the speakers and Old Republic. And I say Old Republic, I'm actually talking about the second iteration. The first Republic was on 9th Ave. This was the first version of the
In that
17.
little house.
What? Yeah. And so opening bid for this is $5.
Yeah.
Artwork included.
$5. I'll go 25.
Weren't you nice?
I didn't see the source before. You did so beautiful. I really like the composition.
Well, the composition I borrowed from the Great Masters. To some extent, it's really not very much like the original.
And when Rich too is not painting immaculate paintings, he's making really cool prints on t-shirts. How would you like to sell this one, my love? It's extra large. So it's a 3-part print, and Rich doesn't do it like normal silk screens. He hand paints the pieces, the silk screens, and then like backwards on the screens, and then he does really great things with color when he lays them all out. Because I think it took you a couple goes, and then you did really great. I really like the colors you choose. So this is. Do you want to do like $25?
Yeah, only because we spend a lot of money on t-shirts, and
We usually just do 25 and then whoever wants.
it's so funny because I made a t-shirt with my face and Jess's face on it, and that's the one t-shirt I can never wear. She seems to be able to get away with it, but like I walked into school one day, I was wearing a sweatshirt, my face is here, Jess's face is here. Teenagers, they say snotty things, and I think
I
one of
like
my
25 on the shirt.
one of my kids said something kind of snotty, like, "Oh, you think you're so great?" I'm like, "I'm wearing a T-shirt with my face on it. Like, obviously, I think I'm pretty great." But the irony of these is, I'll make a screen, and then the first thing I want to do is see these 3 colors printed onto. I want to see these 3 colors printed onto 50 different shirts. It gets kind of expensive because if I want to do a black shirt, I want to go get like small, medium, large. 20 shirts is $200, right? So I spend $200 on t-shirts, a whole day printing. I put them in the auction. The shirts sell, but I just spent $200, and the gallery's doing a little better. But I'm like, right? So I'm at work one day, and sometimes the teachers I work with, they really don't understand why I do what I do. So actually, here was the first time. 10 years ago,
Kelly said 35.
Glenn Anderson said to me, "How much money do you make it?" Do you know Glenn? Yeah. He said, "How much money do you want to make at this Gorilla House?" Back in the day, it was Gorilla House. I'm like, "Oh no, I'm losing a lot of money at the Gorilla House." He's like, "Why are you doing this?" And I said, "Glenn, one day, when you pull out your phone and you type in Calgary artists and you do a Google image search, I want my picture to come up." 12 years ago, typed in Calgary artist, bam, my picture was like the 3rd picture that came up. I'm curious if it happens today.
Jillian bid $40 on the Republic piece.
Calgary artist. There's 1 million people in Calgary. Google image search. Bam, that's me. So that was my ego dream. And this place does tickle my ego. So here I am, I'm talking to these teachers. Glenn goes, "Why do you want to do this?" I'm like, "I just want my picture to show up somewhere in terms of Calgary artists." The other thing that happened was I mentioned to another teacher, I don't remember which teacher, "Oh, I just spent $200 on these t-shirts." They're like, "Oh, can I buy one off you?" I'm like, no, I don't sell the t-shirts. It's propaganda. Like we use these t-shirts to try and keep the gallery open. If you wear the shirt, it helps us out. And he's like, "How much do the shirts cost?" And I go, "Oh, like usually we try and get them for $10, sometimes more." And he's like, "And then how many you buy?" I'm like, 20. He's like, "That's $200 you spent on these shirts and you're just giving them away." I'm like, "Okay, would anybody here ever spend what?" Yeah, but beyond that, just my pure vanity. Think about this for a second. Imagine your mom gave you $200 and said, "Go buy a really nice shirt so you can look pretty." Would you buy a nice shirt for $200? Would you ever own a $200 shirt? Let's say I put on a shirt for $200 or a dress or what have you, and I put it on. It was $200. I'm like, "Wow, I look great in this shirt." I was trying to explain this to the other teacher. I'm like, "Dude, I'm not going to put on a shirt and feel pretty. My face is on your t-shirt." Right? So it's a completely different kind of vanity. maybe this isn't going to sell the T-shirt for more sitting here and telling everybody how vain I am.
No.
That
It's
was
just
like the license plate man in front of us when Lou and I were driving. It said too humble. The
But it's
irony
in
of that
vanity, yeah.
All right.
didn't get lost on us. We both kind of looked at each other.
Yeah.
Is he really humble?
Yeah.
Or-
Humility is
or
not
she?
my gift.
Or they? Does that seem like me? I was like, too humble, eh? It was like,
Just
okay.
too humble.
Too
Too
humble.
humble.
Really, the truth is, I just try and talk as long as I can while the bids are going up.
Yeah.
And then I don't always have a good story. So sometimes it's like I'm speaking, like, I can't believe I'm saying this in public, but I just need to keep going because I'm hoping the bids will go up and we'll keep the gallery open. Yeah, right?
Sorry, could you repeat the last one though? It was Jillian 20?
Jillian 40 on.
I got which one it was, but I didn't know.
On the Republic?
Thank you. Yeah.
I hope, you know, so you went to the Old Republic
Oh, yes.
and you feel like this space, because I don't remember, I mean, I was drunk. By the time I got into that bar, I pounded, you know, back alley. So it was funny that this is more like if you draw, pick the house you lived in as a child and try and draw it. Like those are such fantastic experiments to go like, oh, the Republic in the 90s. I think I remember what that place is. It's more like you're painting where you're painting a feeling, right? This is what that space sort of felt like to me. I can't account that there were stairs in the back or whatever, just like trying to capture that sense, I guess.
Did you want to put your piece in?
But, oh, sure.
Are you interested? And Kevin. Okay, good. I was gonna say it was Kevin. Perfect. Perfect. And what would you like your opening bids to be?
I'll do 40 for you. Or 30 for each.
30 each. Perfect. Excellent. Okay, so I will show. Do you have an interest in which one you want me to put up first? And so, is this your first time selling through us?
Yes.
All right. So this is by Kevin's first time. Yay! Oh, beautiful colors. This reminds me
Don't
of
lean
the.
on this table. I just made that mistake. This one I think timed out, right? Did it?
Yes, it is.
Last chance for
In 2
romance?
minutes.
2 minutes. Then I'm gonna do the you can't have it dance.
Final count.
Opening bid for this piece. Like,
Are you coming out? What on the board?
oh, that's good. Opening bid is $40 or $30. Sorry, $30. I really love that.
Can you see it?
Yeah,
That's cool.
the colors are so beautiful.
Would you
I
mind
made
getting,
a totally abstract piece that's
would you mind getting the
probably
next
not.
order as well?
I just put the pink and purple in like with gold and dark colors to try it with black.
Oh, here. Can we try the black one?
Oh, it does.
Oh, sweet, it does work.
Oh,
Oh, it
you can
works.
listen to killer music while looking at your painting.
I much prefer painting with the black lights in the regular light and then getting the reveal at the end. And there was one I was working on a few weeks ago where I took this Van Gogh painting and I blacklit it. And I was turning on the black light to check, and Felix, he holds to me to such a high standard. He comes up and I'm flicking the black light. I was like, oh, I thought you didn't use the black light while you're painting, Dad. It's like, whoa. He caught me. What is your opening bid for this?
30, which is what I'll bid.
Oh, you bid 30?
Yay!
I'd kind of like to bid 35.
Oh. And there's this one, also opening it.
I know it was
by
a joke.
Kevin.
That's why I told it, because you're
Oh,
funny.
actually cool.
It's good.
The rest of the wolf almost like disappears.
What truck is that outside?
It's really wonderful.
Thanks.
Garbage one, the Curbster.
You know what's funny?
It looks like a circle. From
Yeah,
Are you
we
okay?
have a similar relationship with the guy that comes and cleans
That's
the.
actually pretty cool.
He comes in sometimes.
It works.
So opening is $30 for this lovely piece as well by Kevin.
Do you love this?
That is really cool.
Are you getting 30
I'll
bucks?
do 40, Rich.
40. So Sandra has 40.
Are there more messages?
Did we? Yeah. Did the Gauguin one time out? Because I got a bid from Ted.
It was just now, but sorry.
Who had it?
Rishma.
I
Rishma?
think so.
She probably let us go.
Okay. Ted bid
Oh no,
30.
the Go Game one? Was,
Yeah.
Which one? That was the boys, right?
Yeah.
That one, yes, that one was kind of a while ago when it was Richmond 20.
Okay.
Oh,
Richmond
okay.
transfer.
Ted bid 30, so should I ask her if it's okay,
It's
or
okay.
should I just leave it alone?
Ask. I don't know.
Ask
We'll
Richmond.
ask after.
Okay.
We can ask Ted and Richmond.
I'll put it and then I'll
Question
put a
mark?
little question mark.
Oh, Rishma says yes, no problem. Thank you, Rishma. Also, Ryan bid $50 for the wolf piece. Thanks, Ryan. Oh wait, I was gonna show
Art Circle,
this
Ryan?
piece with the black light before you turn the lights on, because this is really. Sorry?
Is that Art Circle Ryan?
No, different Ryan. Ryan B. For a while, it was really hard to keep the Ryans online.
Wait,
Everyone
Ryan
was
B?
bidding. There's a million Ryan B's. Or
Ryan B?
Ryans. Ryan B. I don't know what you say.
Well, essentially, you're saying Brian.
Oh, Ryan
Totally
with the B.
different name.
But look, I wanted to show this has really cool black light in it too.
The vapor.
Yeah. That's really neat. So this is opening 100 if people are just tuning in.
I have kind of a funny impaired driving story if you want to hear it.
Is that funny? I'm worried.
Get the video.
I'm worried.
This.
I'm almost sure that there's nobody in law
Yeah,
enforcement
just-
watching this video, but do you guys want to hear my funny? Because I was saying this earlier. Zach Blau came by and asked me if I wanted to take his motorcycle for a spin. I've never ridden another person's motorcycle. And Galen often offers for me to ride his motorcycle, and I keep saying I've also never drove drunk in my entire life. It's like a commitment I made as a young person. However, let's just say a family friend had moved out to the country and started growing her own crop of medicinal stuff.
That's legal.
And she gave me this cream, right? And she's like, this won't get you high, but it really helps with my arthritis. And I was like, cool. And so I just got this one knee that I wrecked when I was wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And the weather was quite cold and my knee was really hurting. So I took a little bit of it and I put a little on, kind of like you would. Just give me a second. Okay? Love you. Did this camera just go out?
No.
Oh, it's flipped.
You have
Why
to
is
turn
it
the light
flipped?
on.
Okay.
Also, you have to
So,
turn the light on, I think. We're not having the old light anymore. We can have the light
I
off.
can put the light on. Can I tell my story?
Tell you story.
Should I tell my story?
Yes, yeah. No,
So
this is funny. I was
put-
worried where you were going.
I put some of the medicinal, what is it,
CBD
oil on my knee. Did nothing. Like if I'm in pain, it's a lot of pain. So I forgot about it, and it was kind of nice, kind of like hard, kind of like lip balmy thing at first.
Yeah.
But after a while in the summertime or in the spring, anyways, it got really liquidy. It was like melted in the heat. So it was just like, and so I was leaving for school one day, and my knee was just killing me that morning. And I like took off the lid and I dumped it. I just tried to put some in my hand, and the whole thing spilled into my hand. I was like, oh, so like I don't want to waste it. No, I just rubbed it on my knee. And to be honest, my knee felt a lot better, right? And the only thing I knew about this was that I absolutely couldn't get high from it, and that it would help my knee if it felt kind of arthritic. And so I got in my car, I drive out to where Jess works, and I drop her off. And then as I'm pulling onto the highway, I start seeing this vapor trail, like, and I'm like, what was that? I thought, am I having a stroke? Like, what was that? And I'd completely forgotten that I'd slathered my knee in this CBD oil. And then on my way to work, again, it happened just in 3 separate spurts. It was just kind of like this. I was like, what's going on? And then I got to school and I parked the car. And as I was walking up to the doors the third time, I was like, how did I get this? Because I was like here and then I was there. And I walked into the school and I was like, is it because I put that stuff on my knee? And I went into the office and I asked like somebody in the office, like, I don't know, the secretary is a certain age. I figured she'd know what happens. So I like, is it conceivable? Does anybody know the answer to this? Because I was told over and over again, it was inconceivable that I would get vapor trails from putting CBD. I'm so square. CBD oil on my knee, but like I was, you know, when like you lose time. There was a gap of like
Maybe you're
10.
really tired.
Sure, I'd like to think so. In fact, for the sake of this online story where I'm telling it to the public, let's just say I was super tired that day. But I did have like 3 kind of like just vapor trail trips. On
I
my
like
way
to
that day.
imagine that, and that it was very colorful. Yeah.
Nobody can tell me. No,
It's not supposed to.
I'm wondering if there's more CBD in there.
If it was, yeah, I was gonna say.
it was like a black jar with a bead on top.
It was like our friend made it, so it could have been anything.
If there was THC in it, it can get into your bloodstream a little bit. It depends
If you
on how
used
it's
it
made.
a lot,
I usually use
I-
it every day.
To tell you the truth, I am super sensitive when it comes to
And especially if you have that big amount. And also, I feel wonky after using the bath bombs that they have like.
right.
their-
Oh, yeah,
on
yeah,
their
yeah.
I
regulation
appreciate this
market.
information because everybody I've asked so far just laughed at me. I don't know if I should turn myself in for like go through driving school.
It can give you also like it's very relaxing, so it can work in similar ways to like say Ativan, where you feel kind of like, oh, I'm kind of wonky, like especially
Yeah.
if you feel a lot.
Yeah, I was like, why? Like,
That means a lot.
I've dislocated one of every joint in my life. And so for like 10 minutes on the way to work, I was like, how come the wheels aren't touching the ground?
Can you turn the light on, my love? There. That is good.
I told that entire story for dramatic effect. None of it is true.
For legal
Do you,
purposes.
do you want to show? So we got a couple bids here. Rishma bid $35 on Rishma bid $35 on
Just let go,
Rich's
please.
Rich's Gauguin piece, and $55 on Kevin's Wolf piece.
But Jillian already had 40 on what you said.
Oh, on the
Okay.
Republic.
Oh, the Republic.
Sorry, that was my bad.
And was the
What's this going for?
Gauguin,
$1? Okay.
did we
This
retype
would
it in?
sell
Is
way
that why
better
it's bidding
if we
again?
let it
Yeah.
dry.
Okay, sorry.
And sell
No,
it
I'm
next week.
sorry. I'm
But I would
sorry
really
about-
love to take this to the Blues Fest. If that's
I
okay.
just need to follow along.
Can we put it in the back where it can dry safely? Am I letting you
Of
down
course.
in any way?
So
You look sad. I want to put this in the Blues Fest.
Rishma bid
I don't care.
$35
Are you
on
sure?
the
Okay,
now
come with me.
reopened Gauguin piece, and $55 on Kevin's Wolf piece. And then Ryan was very fast and texted $65 for the Wolf piece. So Ryan bid again.
So there was.
I'm glad you asked. Sometimes, like,
So before Ryan was Ryan again.
yes. All right. Yeah, no, I'm glad you checked because sometimes when it would just be me, and then I would just be too afraid to ask or like think everything was fine, and then it would be like me settling up. I'm like, nothing's fine, nothing's fine.
Like when it goes fast, I write initially.
And like, luckily, everyone has so much grace that they're like so kind. Okay, perfect. And yes. So this piece, lovely piece. This is Benji. He's a backpack. You might think he's just like this cute little Benji backpack, but also there's two but alsos. Hold on. Sorry. Usually Kelly shows me all of where the things are, and I know where all the wires go.
Yeah.
Oh no! I want this big reveal. Okay.
I was gonna say a Disney movie. Those ones on
Well,
Sundays.
can you see the tail wagging?
Yeah.
The cute little tail wags. But I'm also trying because Kelly does a really cool thing where she wires all of her. Oh, I found it. Sorry, losing my touch here. Oh. There you go. So this is Benji. The cat wags his tail. Look. Beep, boop, beep, boop. And he has blue eyes. And it's a functional backpack. The opening bid is sorry. $45. $45 for Benji. Here we go. And I'm gonna check the phone. Did you see who that was?
What's the bid on this one?
It's 40 to me.
Is it timed out?
We haven't done that yet.
$40 going once, $40 going twice, $40 going 3 times. You have 10 minutes. Ba, ba, ba. What's the bid on this one?
It is 65 to Ryan.
Going once, going twice. Look at what I did. That's not 2.
Put it down.
Twice, 3 times. Ba, ba, ba.
What about the 10-minute lag?
That's what I'm saying.
I wrote 10 minutes.
Oh,
And then, did this get a bid? If it didn't, I'd love to take it to Blues Fest.
Oh yeah, that would be nice.
Does not.
Okay, perfect. And then, did this get a bid?
I don't think so. Wait.
This one's going to Blues Fest.
Nice.
The other one got a bid?
Yes, I did.
That's this one, right?
Yeah.
Are you
that
putting
one
up this in your
has
class?
to go into my room.
You're gonna be so badass.
Mine.
I have all the graffiti ones in my room.
I know.
So good.
So what did you bid on this one?
I bid 30.
Okay, we'll just leave it. Ta, ta, ta. Wait, that goes over.
But you can keep it until after his show.
Yeah, that would be
I won't
lovely.
have to school
Just make sure we don't forget.
Ever.
We are sketchy like that. Okay, and then what did this go for?
This one is with
Good speaking down.
right it's at 70.
How did that happen?
I don't know. There honestly
Wait.
is a ghost.
Oh, it might be the wind. It's right, this one,
70.
70? Do you want to hold on to it?
Oh,
I think it's
that scared me.
Yeah, that one's yeah.
I was like, whoa.
And this
Nice. Nice work.
Oh, that was cool.
What's this one?
And then your
40.
40 is at 40.
40? And who has it?
Whoa.
Jillian.
Jillian? Okay.
Oh, that scared me.
Do you want to show these ones? This
Yeah,
one's
sure.
really sweet. Can you show the guy first?
So did the t-shirt have you?
Oh yeah. No, that
T-shirts timed out, I think.
It wasn't time.
Okay, let's
Oh,
time
okay.
it out.
Here we go.
With the same
These are a
color.
shame because they end
It's
up being
really
size specific and color
really
specific. This one is an extra large, and it's green, and what's the bid at?
It's at 35 to count.
$35 going once, twice, 3 times. There's that. Oh, somebody's pocket's going.
Yeah.
Andrew, 2 things happened. A fella down the street came and stuck his head in. He's like, "Will you take out supplies?" And we always say yes. And usually it's like, we got to take a trip to the dump because it's just dried out stuff from the 70s that somebody got from their grandma. In this case, the guy gave us like some really sweet canvases and some nice paints. He gave us such nice stuff. And a couple days later, after like getting a flood of decent stuff in the back, Andrew came in and gave us a bunch of pieces. So these were all painted on by Andrew. Andrew decided to do something else with his life and art. Whenever anybody comes in and says, "Can we donate some art supplies?" we say, "We're concerned that you're giving up your art supplies. We'd love to take them. We'd really love to talk you out of giving them up." But Andrew gave me a ton of art supplies. And what's fun for me is this is partly me and my daughter. My daughter's in England. She's 30, almost 30. And she'll give me advice on art all the time. And she likes to limit my palette. So, like, I'll do a painting that's got lots of colors, and she'll write on Facebook, "Oh, what did you do with less color?" I'm like, and my problem with something like this is this figure was something I dreamt about. It was initially, I saw myself near my foot being pecked to death by buzzards. Kind of not a very nice dream. But the image had stuck in my head, and I had gessoed these with pink, and I sat down to sketch, and not meaning to sketch the image from my dream, I sketched this, but I changed it into, this is so sappy. This is me and my dog Skippy. So Skippy's been gone since I was 17, which is I think around the time Jesse was born, and it's not true. But this was a painting of a figure holding the sweetest puppy in the world. And I had thought about painting a matching painting with the puppy dangling, but the composition didn't sit well with me. And I was just sitting next to this one. This is something I can do in like 15, 20 minutes. And then I feel really guilty because like the canvas cost me like $30 and, you know, I'm done my painting in 15 minutes. So a lot of times I will overwork my paintings just because I like to paint. Not because I do know it's time to stop. I just want to keep working. But since I had a stack of paintings, I had the pleasure of being able to just do some really quick studies on these pieces. I like them because they're so sparse. This took me 15 minutes. This didn't take me much longer, but super intense concentration to go back to a painting from 3 days ago and paint something that should match seamlessly. So what I like about it is they can kind of configure in lots of different ways. Somebody had written on the Instagram that it was their favorite piece, and I felt like I should explain to them that it was 2 pieces. But these will show well at the Blues Fest, unless you're interested in buying them. It's a weird thing for me to price something like this because I'll often jokingly say, "Oh, this piece is like $1." I'd sell probably these 2 pieces for opening bid of $100 just because I kind of enjoy just looking at like it's such a treat for me to just use 2 paint colors and draw. You know, like because normally I'm like I got to work harder to justify using up this canvas. So I'll eventually sell these. But right now, they've been just kind of fun to have around. So opening bid 100. I won't be crushed if they don't sell tonight, but that's the starting point. And then what else do we have?
I just wanted to show this one again because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so cool. This is by Alex. It's opening $40.
Wow.
Did you see the figure in there?
A little flop.
Renard? Yes. Do you want to walk that around?
Opening 40. And this is also by A Lux.
Lux.
Yeah, these are from Sandra. There's the different.
Yeah, that was during my soul searching phase, which is always happening.
Which is always happening. I love
It's
it.
not meant to be like religious, can I say?
Yeah.
It's more like I painted the Buddha for a long time, over and over and over and over and over again, because they brought me solace.
I paint the Buddha all the time.
I love, like, I know we teach in Catholic school, and then I would teach religion.
Yeah.
But I always said, like, oh, well, Jesus and Buddha would have been friends. Like, when
totally
I teach
been
Buddhism,
friends.
it's all about how to treat people with compassion and kindness and love and
Totally.
and so it's called stillness, and the other one's protection. Because the hamster represents protection. And so, yeah.
Dad.
Right?
This is a guy fixing his bike. I didn't put it. Oh, did I cut you off?
No, I just wanted to say it's not meant to be religion, because sometimes people
You know what's
like
funny
things that are
is,
like overly
Yeah. So
religious.
we
but
do.
I do like the solace. In it.
Yeah, that
like
like the
stillness
spirituality
in it,
for
the spiritual
Yeah.
aspects of it.
Yeah.
And we do work in that school system, and sometimes there's pitfalls and awkwardness, and it's funny because when people trash that religion,
Yeah.
because we're like raised in it, we're kind of like, yeah, you probably have it coming, like.
Yeah.
But if somebody came in here and tried trashing somebody being a Muslim, I'd kick them out, right? So it's funny that we seem to be a little more.
Because it's like, what
Jesse's working. Jesse's working for early retirement. I got a few years left.
Just seeing if I need to go back.
Here's a funny painting. I painted it. I should have took the first bid I had on it. I was offered quite a bit of money for it, not like millions, but like for this was another nice painting where I just kind of banged it out when I felt like it. I didn't take the offer on the painting because my daughter was just here from London and she wanted to take it with her. I knew she was going to jam. She went back to London without bringing the painting. I was just going to trim it off the frame and restretch it, but again, like this is kind of something I'll put in the just to show what we do at the Blues Fest.
Yeah.
If you wanted to bid on it, I would take an opening bid of 100.
Oh, awesome. Okay. And Kevin has another one to put in. Opening is 20 for this lovely
Black
piece.
light?
I just did
Maybe?
blue, so maybe.
Fun. Let's try.
Where's my? Oh, there is black light in it. Actually, and did you specifically buy black light neon paints?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the blue ones are like.
Oh, yeah. Look at the skies.
Watch the blue come out. That's really. Bam.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. That's awesome.
And you haven't seen it under the black light yet.
No, I don't know the black lights.
You can really see how it could be like an addiction, right?
Yes.
$5 is Canadian. I think
Fun.
the black lights are only $5, and then what I do Jess sleeps way less than me, so we have like a record player in every room.
More.
And what I do is
I sleep more than you.
Is that what I said?
You sleep less.
Oh yeah, I'm awake more.
Yeah.
Which is meaning you need more sleep.
I'm awake
So
less.
I hit play,
More.
and the record player goes, and she lulls off to sleep, and then I'll hit play again, and the record will go. We have a pretty cool record player. You just hit the button and it plays. Usually on the third time, I'll get up and I'll turn the black light off. Especially if you use the night glow, the black light charges the crap out of the night glow. So it's kind of like this, like there's a really nice thrill that when you're just in your room, especially, I don't know why I keep saying Led Zeppelin, but Led Zeppelin does lend itself really well to the black light. And then when you pull that black light switch and the lights go out, where there's this residual of the night glow. Speaking of religion, my grandmother had this glow-in-the-dark Jesus on the wall, and I just thought it was the coolest thing when we went to Bonneville to see this glow-in-the-dark. I wasn't actually allowed to touch glow-in-the-dark stuff when I was a kid.
That makes me laugh because my grandmother had a glow-in-the-dark Virgin Mary statue.
Right?
It is now in my room because it's the only thing I have in my grandma.
I wasn't allowed to touch glow-in-the-dark stuff when I was a kid because my grandpa thought it was like radioactive. Was not allowed to go in a nylon tent because my mom taught a kid who was in a nylon tent when somebody threw a firecracker in, and I was not allowed on bunk beds.
What?
Yeah, crazy, right? But I always went on bunk beds. I always slept in
Are you
tents.
okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Fell off the bunk bed.
Yeah.
But like it's funny. I also wasn't allowed to have a motorcycle when I brought him on. Like we talk about with like if you don't want your kid to do something, just tell them. If you want your kid to do something, tell them. What are you doing right there?
Okay, so opening bid is 20 for this one, and this is super fun. So backstory, I go to bid $100 for the blue pink pair Maria of the Scavenger Hunts, and Maria of the Scavenger Hunts. You should start a band because that's a really cool title. Maria of the Scavenger Hunts. Maria bid $100. Is that okay?
On which?
The pair, the pink and blue.
Oh, the pair. Yes.
Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah, like I thought it was a pair of scavenger hunts.
I know. No,
Like,
so
I don't think I painted even one scavenger hunt.
Backstory: there's a really cool group of people that came in, and it was for their birthday party, and they were doing a scavenger hunt, and it was all part, like, this ended up being part of the scavenger hunt for a birthday party, and so it was just super cute. And so Maria bid, and she called herself Maria of the Scavenger Hunts.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. The pink and blue pieces. The puppy pieces by Rich Theroux. The big ones. Two big.
I just called them bodies.
Perfect. Yeah. 2 big bodies. I am so sorry.
Sometimes
my words
when they
are.
don't have titles, I'm like, so she bid 100 on the bodies. Okay.
$100 on the bodies.
On the bodies.
Thank you, Maria of the Scavenger Hunts.
They're really fun how they read differently.
That's not really descriptive.
That I still sort of see that guy holding his puppy, although I did paint you in the, and then they actually Jess's mom was reconfiguring them and talking about how they can make a yin and a yang, and they really are kind of designed in a way that you can Jim Button, we made a surprise gift for Jim Button and his kids, and what I did was I painted do you guys know Jim Button? He just passed about a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we should say we lost 4 people this summer, and Jess was crying most of yesterday because we lost a really special person. I'm going to let her talk about that in a bit. But Jim Button knew he had terminal cancer, and his wife, Tracy Seacrum, asked if we would make him a birthday gift. And of course, we refused to get paid for it, which was really sweet because I think sometimes when we deal with people that are multimillionaires, they don't understand why money doesn't matter to us. And so it was sweet because she did not argue with us at all when I insisted on doing the paintings for free. But what I did was I painted like Enrique's piece here. It was that kind of chaos into the background, but I did it in rotating circles where any side matched up with another side. So they could go like this, and the paint lines matched up. They could go like this, and the paint lines matched up, and they could go like this. It was a puzzle that could be configured in any possible situation.
And
I
were they in
painted
spacesuits?
each of his kids in spacesuits so that they would always be safe and always be protected, but they would also always be together.
Yeah.
And even if you separated the two paintings, you would know that any one of these four edges will line up with any one of those four edges. Are you trying to tip it now, Felix? Okay.
Okay.
Is that all the pieces?
I think
Yeah.
that is all the pieces. So we will
Rock you.
yes.
Will you sing that tonight?
I don't think so. I'm
Okay. Can we show the other Enrique piece just in the
sure.
audience? Opening bid
This one's from
$100 for this piece.
2015,
2015.
And we'll put them in next week's.
Don't
as
know
well.
what I'm talking about, but I'm talking forever.
There's the
Selfies Mo,
signature.
January 11th, 2015. Here's the pencil and the umbrella.
Yeah.
These just showed back in our lives. It's funny because we've seen literally thousands of
These
these.
are nice studio pieces.
yeah.
So, yeah.
So opening $100. This will help the gallery out quite a bit if you bid on that because Kathleen donated the pieces back. Another one, pretty saucy, pretty funky. You can see the Cuba, the Cuban reference to this. Actually, this is something that Enrique and I have independently in common. Is I have slipped my handprint in almost every one of my studio pieces since I was 20. He also does the same thing, and it's nice to see that. But sometimes I'll sell a piece and I haven't signed it, and then we're talking about that recently. But I almost always have my handprint in there, so I think the art historians will know me by the pieces I haven't signed. Opening bid for this one also $100.
If you fly, I dream. If you dream, I fly. I believe it. And also the signature on the back. Cool. So we'll bring some of those pieces to the.
It's just
We should be.
dun, 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 la, la, dun, 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 la, la, dun, 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 la, dun, dun, la, la,
All right. So I think we are good. I think. So for people who. Oh wait. Ryan bid $100 on the abstract. Oh, probably the really wild one.
Like,
Here, I'm
so
gonna
many
take a-
things could be tonight.
I'm gonna take a picture.
Abstract.
Well, he said the Enrique abstract.
Oh,
I'm
and
just gonna take a
Enrique.
picture. Just to make sure. That would be amazing.
Wait,
Wow,
this one?
Ryan.
What about
No,
this?
this one has a granite.
Okay, let's try this one more time.
Last chance tonight to get this beautiful piece.
Where's our artist? Is she still
I
here?
think she had-
It's here.
She might have had to.
There's someone in the back.
Oh,
Okay.
Only one person.
Here's what I'm going to do with
yeah,
this piece.
it's
Is
that abstract.
I'm going to offer this piece up at $50. If it sells for $50, we will give the entire $50 to the artist. And if so, we'll essentially
Oh, we'll
forfeit
just forfeit
our
our half.
portion
That's
of
fine,
this
yeah.
because I would really love to see this piece find a home tonight.
Yeah.
Because it's such a beautiful piece. So one chance, once in a lifetime offer, $50 to this piece. The world is not ready for it. It happens.
I find
Sometimes
when
it's just the
people-
evening too, right?
It's the evening, it's the people that are watching, and it's also like maybe someone out there that needs this piece wasn't like tuned in tonight.
It's
right?
so funny. It takes two people to chase a
And,
piece.
yeah.
That bike piece, I was offered $500 for the night I painted it. I haven't been able to sell it for like $10 since. So it's just, it always comes down to like who's in the mood and when they're in the mood. And we really encourage people not to try and let your ego get built around the cost and the sales of the pieces because some of my shittiest stuff sold for the most and some of the best stuff sells for the least. And so it's the money. The way we talked about the way we talked about it in the manifesto that we wrote, it also exists in Jess's TED Talk, which has 840 views, is your work is priceless. And if you're going to sell it, all you're going to get is chump change anyways. So if you let yourself or your dignity be defined by how much your work sells for, it'll break you, you know. But
You look tired.
Hi, Dom.
Yeah.
social services.
It's
He was
summer,
helping us
you
load.
can
He was
stay
he was
out.
helping us load the stuff over at the Blues Fest and they're joking about child labor laws. I'm like, you have no idea. Like, he's basically earned his college tuition and dumped it into the gallery without even knowing it.
Oh geez. Okay. Okay. So thank you guys so much, and everything's fine. Oh, Zach should be here. I'm gonna get his stuff. Okay. So oh my gosh, what's happening? I don't know what this means. Okay. Thank you guys so
It
much.
looks like a bid.
We're gonna.
Ah!
I get paid next month. By the green.
Oh yeah, we don't mind this one, the green one.
Oh, okay.
Who's that?
Hold on, I'm scrolling back through. Oh, that's okay. Oh, here. Is this Beth?
Beth bid 100.
Yes, Beth bid 100.
Okay, here's
That's
a funny story.
amazing.
While you're in the washroom, I told the people that I was going to sell this at $50, and we would forfeit our portion.
Our half, yeah.
Somebody bid $100, probably wanting to support the gallery, but I'm so obnoxious that we're going to give you the whole $100 for this piece. Okay? No, I just changed my mind.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
so we're going to give you $100 for this piece. And I think it's amazing. And it's just, sometimes it happens on nights like this where you see a piece like this and that somebody isn't leaping at it and your heart just feels like it's crumbling. So I hope Beth's okay with us. We're going to give you the whole $100.
Yeah.
Here's something else we used to do all the time that we don't do so much anymore is we used to just pay out the artist and then collect the money whenever it came. And nobody ever screwed us. However, even though we know Beth is trustworthy, we're going to pay you the $100. We'll collect the money off of Beth when it comes in.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
And then I hope Revenue Canada understands my logic and doesn't,
It all works out.
but we don't normally do that anymore because the online bids. There could be some shithead at home going, "I'll bid 500," and like, okay. And so we have. In the last year, stopped paying out artists right away, but in this case, because we know Beth, we're just going to pay you out $100 for this piece. And congratulations! How many pieces have you sold?
I think only like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Most of them are I usually just give away.
Yeah. Well, this is a legitimate art piece that you sold through the Rumble House for $100. I was kind of dying on the inside, but it worked out well.
Okay, thank you so much. So we're gonna make sure. Oh, that said, I could cry. It speaks so much of what I feel so often.
Guys,
That's really powerful.
Yeah, but
you know where you kind of sometimes unconsciously get inspiration from something that you're not looking at that's right beside you?
yeah.
Like you unconsciously see it and then you go,
Yeah. What are you looking at?
Okay, so if
Oh,
anyone
yeah.
needs to pay, so we take e-transfer and we can also e-transfer it and we'll kind of get everything settled up here. If your piece didn't go, you can take it with you and also we can put it in the auction again next week because there's always different people.
And if you're new to Rumble House,
Yeah.
and Jessie's not too tired, she usually sings us to sleep at the end of the night.
Oh no, please don't. I'll go inside. I've been up way too long. Like
We would actually empty your pockets and then make you up. Are you wanting to sing your song?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, maybe.
Can you sing us a Muppet song?
I'd rather sing the chicken song.
No, it's too much. Too much.
You said I could sing the chicken song next time.
You sang it last time.
Say it last time.
It's not funny every week.
I want to sing it.
It's kind of like my octopus joke.
Yeah.
You got to know when to tell it. Do you guys want to hear my octopus joke?
Oh yeah.
Oh, what?
I got a taker. If
Okay.
you've heard this joke 1,000 times at the Rumble House, please don't ruin the answer.
How many
No. How many tickles does it take to make an octopus laugh?
10.
10
Tentacles.
Oh,
10 tickles.
Awesome. Okay, thank you.
Thank
Of course. To grab my blanket.
Okay, so I'm gonna quit this.
Where am I thinking that?
Which one?